There is an ancient truth whispered through the ages. Intelligence is not simply a gift of birth, but a skill honed in silence, sharpened by curiosity, and tempered through experience. The Stoics understood this well. They saw intelligence not as a measure of raw knowledge, but as a cultivated ability to perceive, understand, and act with wisdom. The process of sharpening the mind is not passive. It requires effort, a continuous refining of one's thoughts through study, contemplation, and discussion. Intelligence is built through conscious reflection, a questioning of the world around us, and an insatiable hunger for knowledge. The Stoics embraced this process as a lifelong pursuit, understanding that wisdom is not a final destination, but a road constantly traveled. Have you ever met someone who seems to know something about everything? Someone who can captivate a room with their words, who always seems to have a story, an insight, or a unique perspective. These individuals did not stumble upon their intelligence. They built it deliberately, day by day, through disciplined learning, curiosity, and the ability to connect seemingly unrelated concepts. True intelligence does not come from memorizing facts, but from learning how to think, how to perceive, and how to question. It comes from immersing oneself in the depths of solitude, where distractions are eliminated and the mind is free to explore complex ideas without interruption. But before you can enlighten others, before you can hold the tension of a room and command respect with your insights, you must first cultivate the right habits. Chapter 1. The Power of Solitude. The modern world is loud. It is filled with distractions that claw at our attention, pulling us away from deep thinking. It demands our focus in 1,000 different directions, scattering our ability to process information deeply. But intelligence is forged in solitude. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, ruled an empire, yet made time each day to retreat into himself, to think deeply, to reflect. He understood that solitude is not loneliness, but a sanctuary for the mind. In solitude, we find clarity, we slow down, and examine our thoughts without interruption. We gain the space to explore ideas, to let our minds wander, to connect disparate pieces of knowledge into something profound without the noise of the external world dictating our thoughts. We regain control over our mental processes, allowing our intellect to stretch and adapt in ways that it cannot in constant social interaction. The greatest thinkers in history understood this secret, from Einstein to Da Vinci, from Seneca to Nietzsche. The pattern remains the same. Solitude fuels intelligence. This is the space where great ideas are born, where creative breakthroughs happen, where connections are made between seemingly unrelated fields of knowledge. Without external influences clouding our perception, we begin to notice the patterns in our thinking. We start to question the source of our knowledge and whether it truly aligns with our values. We process not just information, but also the emotional and philosophical implications of that information, gaining a more complete, integrated understanding of how it fits into our worldview. Actionable step: dedicate at least 30 minutes a day to solitude. No distractions, no phones, no social media, just you and your thoughts. Ask yourself deep questions. Why do I believe what I believe? What do I truly value? What fascinates me? Keep a journal. Writing your thoughts forces clarity and sharpens your ability to articulate ideas. Embrace long walks or quiet meditation sessions as tools for mental refinement. Chapter 2. Curiosity, the gateway to limitless learning. Curiosity is the fuel of intelligence. Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This was not simply a poetic phrase, but a guiding principle for the Stoics. They believed that life itself was a classroom, with every day offering new lessons for those willing to look. The Stoics understood that wisdom is not achieved in a single moment of insight, but through an endless hunger to explore, question and refine our understanding. And curiosity is what drives that pursuit. It is the spark that lights the fire of knowledge and keeps it burning. The most intelligent people are not the ones who know everything, but the ones who want to know everything. They possess a mindset of exploration. They ask questions not only out of necessity, but from a deep-seated desire to understand the world and themselves. They explore topics beyond their immediate interests, plunging into areas of science, history, philosophy, or technology with equal enthusiasm. They challenge their own assumptions and biases, treating every belief as a hypothesis to be tested rather than a dogma to be defended. This intellectual humility keeps them adaptable, sharp, and constantly evolving. Actionable step: keep a curiosity list, a running list of topics that intrigue you. Dedicate time each week to researching them. When something piques your interest, follow the thread. Learn more. Ask questions. Every time you encounter a new idea, ask yourself, why, how, what if? Chapter 3: The Power of Deep Thinking. Shallow thinking is the enemy of intelligence. It encourages reaction over reflection and assumption over analysis. It allows us to skim the surface of understanding without ever exploring the depths where true insight resides. The Stoics believed in the power of contemplation. They knew that wisdom came not from quick judgments, but from thoughtful consideration. They did not rush to conclusions or take things at face value. Instead, they dissected ideas, examined their logic, and tested their validity against experience and reason. They were not content to know what something was. They wanted to know why it was, how it functioned, and what it meant for the greater structure of life and virtue. This is why deep thinking is so essential. It is the act of slowing down the mind, of concentrating with full attention on a single idea or question until it reveals its layers, patterns, and hidden truths. It is the opposite of mental multitasking. It is mental immersion. Deep thinking allows us to see the unseen, to connect layers of meaning that remain invisible to a hurried intellect. It empowers us to examine the hidden structures beneath the surface of ideas, to see beyond the obvious, and to uncover the essence of truth. Actionable step: when faced with a problem or decision, pause before reacting. Ask yourself, what is the root cause of this issue? What are the possible solutions? What are the long-term consequences of each option? Spend at least 15 minutes every day reflecting on an important idea or concept, turning it over in your mind, questioning it from multiple angles. Conclusion: life has a way of unfolding in ways we cannot always predict, but often in ways that ultimately serve us. When we learn to trust, to let go, and to walk through life with humility, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities. So, embrace solitude. Cultivate curiosity, engage in deep thinking, walk with humility, and trust that, in the end, everything will fall into place exactly as it is meant to.